I keep getting asked by people to talk about what I've been reading lately or books that I have read that I recommend. Today I want to mention, I read this a couple of years ago, most recently, but since most people have read it, I was just thinking about it today. 1984 by George Orwell, right? Constantly referred to in popular culture. Big Brother, a constant reference in popular culture. And I actually was reflecting the other day that looking at where we are today, the content of 1984 doesn't actually seem that outrageous or unlikely. In other words, we have covert surveillance going on. Many cities have cameras in public. We have people taken off-site to these interrogations of questionable legality. A lot of the stuff that is in 1984 that was a hypothetical fear for many, many years since the book was written in the 50s, most of it is real today, is it not?
Yeah, of course, there are some things in there that are not happening, such as, what's it called, thought crime?
Thought crime, that's not happening yet.
Right.
Mostly because we're limited by technology, I would think.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, and Natan, do you think that I am out of line by saying that many of the far-out components of 1984 are more or less happening somewhere today?
You're right and you're wrong. You're right in the sense that the technologies exist. We do have phone tapping technologies. We have a bunch of the other technologies that were mentioned in the book. What we don't have is a police state. We don't have these technologies used to spy on us for the most part unless, we're suspected of criminal or terrorist activity.
Right.
So you are wrong in the sense that this isn't really what the book predicts will happen doesn't actually happen to our detriment.
But there are countries where this is happening.
But even in the U.S., we do have warrantless wiretapping. Yes, it's under the guise that there is some probable cause or suspicion of terrorist activity or illegal activity. But in many cases, we have seen that that is an incorrect suspicion. Does that not make it the same?
No, I mean, there are anecdotal cases and real cases of warrantless wiretapping, but it's not like we live... I mean, us three in the studio, we three, correctly said, we don't worry about, anyone spying on us. We don't worry about anything. I mean, we're on social networks online. We don't really worry about anything. It's not a police state.
I disagree. It's not that I don't worry about it. It's that I assume it's happening and I act as if it is. I assume everything I post...
No, but I disagree because the fact that we're talking about it on the show and we have absolutely no fear of any repercussions about talking about this shows that we're not really in an authoritarian
there
state.
is something to be said for our state of mind regarding it.
No. I'm not saying that I worry that I'm going to be interrogated because I speak negatively about the government. I'm not saying that part. I'm saying the surveillance and availability of information. I assume every direct message on Twitter, every email, and every private Facebook chat, I assume that it is accessible not by everybody I know, but that it is accessible to someone. The government, the FBI, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg himself, I act as if those are accessible. That doesn't mean I'm constantly thinking they are looking at it. I'm not naive enough to think they care about what I'm chatting about, but I act as if it could be read.
Right. But you're not concerned that the Stasi are going to break in here mid-show and carry you off to some black site.
No, I don't think that's...
I think that it's much more likely that a hacker who wants to get at you for whatever reason is going to steal some of your information or look at your emails than, the state.
It's certainly much more likely that they would be interested in doing that. But I'm saying my attitude is such that I don't actually believe any of those things are completely private, which I don't think is unreasonable.